munkubidde ku ngalo. Yet in my life, I actually want a simple life. I want to be humble. Because then it is Christian-based life. Be humble and God will. But there is something important we miss. There is nothing humble about being poor. Don't be humble. Sente bw'oba wakuzifuna olina okuba ki? Olina okubaamu akeddalu, you know? Why I'm speaking this is I want us to move away from being comfortable wherever we are. I am doing good, and I thank God for that, but I'm not even, I'm good. I mean, I'm okay. I drive, I have a house, I have a farm. Oh, I forgot. My name is Denis. I'm the CEO of Sungura House, a restaurant that majorly deals in rabbit meat, but we also have other meats. Kakati mujje mu supporting haso yange. Tuli wali ebukoto I also have a farm and we do rabbits. We're now going into goats and then chickens later. I deal in real estate. When natandika okwogera njiri ndi muyiribi a certified yeast, you know? Ndi muyiye. Everything. Nze ndaga nti waliwo sent. Nga kiri legal, you know? I'm going to do that. Oba kusimula nenga bansasula, you get? Me, I'm going to do it. So stop being humble when it comes to money. I told her the other time, this world is ruled by 20% of people. If it's about 8 billion, then something like two. Okay, saita bulungi math. Somebody can do for me 20% of 8 billion of this world. The people in this world, only 20% are ruling the entire world, right? In this category of 20%, they don't give out invites. They don't say, oh, Denis kati oyambadde bulungi onyumye, katukweyo ka invite, ojo tujoininge nedda. Okitegeera, basiringako bulungi. I hope some of us understand Luganda. Oli agambye nti oluzungu we lugaana, ogattawo ko Luganda. Rooms or where 20% of these people are seated, it is sealed. Tosobola na balengera. Kakati, naye waliwo oluggi, naye luno oluggi, telulina bisumuluzo. Nokola ki? Noyingira. And you belong to the 20%. So moving away from the 80% of mediocres or people that are not doing good, you need to kusamba chiji oyingire. So it's not, sometimes it's not grace, eh? So it's the greed. 80% or 85% of world's billionaires are self-made. As hard as it sounds, or it may sound. 85%. Go out there, do your own research. It's actually not even debatable. Go out there and do research. 85% of billionaires in the world, US, wherever you are, they are self-made. It means they worked themselves up there. With the exceptions of course, the 15% that just were born, you know, like Kabaka. Recently, I watched Chabazinga's wedding, and everybody was happy, but I was like, So you're just there, you're born into things. Okay, Chabazinga maybe it's too far. Let's bring you to Kampala. The Kabaka of Buganda. Like, yali awo, ne bamuzala. Nagwa mbintu. Every time I pass Katwe, there is that Lubirie, nga wetolwa nenga nze mbera nga ndowooza kwegamba ye bamuzaala kubeera mu bintu bino nze you know nze nakola ki lwaki nange tebanzaala. So I said to myself that I need to make myself the Duke. That's why I'm Denis Duke. I'm a self-made. Okitegedde kubanga nze tebanzaala nga Duke, so I want to reach a point nange omuntu agamba Duke is he okitegera ninga balaba omusajja ali okay kati bwe bakulaba ne sente bayinza olowooza ddala mu butuufu oli Duke naye nga You've worked yourself out. So you need to work yourself up there. Okay? Becoming, we talked about the 80%, 85% of billionaires being self-made. It means they've worked themselves up there. They've done certain things that other people are not doing. There's this gentleman here, Ben. Ben, where are you? Sorry for your loss, man, but I was touched by your speech. He said something there, very important, and I think I shared it with Bahati the other time, that as an employer she is, employing people is actually not very easy. Just last week, I fired people, but I felt very bad. But again, I had to think through, do I need them for the betterment of the business? But here's the thing. If you're young and you're still energetic, once you're given an opportunity, do it to your very best. He received a call, his mom had passed, right? That's a breaking moment. Like, some of us are very emotional. I would break down. But he stood because he knew that if he went off, that camera would not have an operator, right? So sometimes, before the grace comes to you, or if you're given a job, do it to your very best. You'll become valuable. Bajja nnoonya abantu ab'okugoba gwe nga mu lisiti eyo tokola ki? Toliimu. Kakati grace n'egiramu awo n'ekuyamba, ne bakwambusa. Okitegedde? So, you need to work yourselves up there. Another point that I also don't want, every time people are introducing themselves, they say they come from humble backgrounds. Ekigambo humble, nkitwala okuba nti kigambo kirungi. Me, I'm humble. I love being humble, because God then raises me. Naye humble background, kayeeriweeyo. Okitegeera? It doesn't settle well with me. Humble is something good. But humble, actually, in this context, means ova maka, ova family, enjavu. Okitegeera? So why do you continue being humble when it comes to making money? Genda mu kikuubo. Nze, I swear to God, every time I have something that I want to do, newe kiva mu kikuubo, ngenda kukola ki? Sifaayo oba bammanyi oba tebammanyi. Okitegeera? Nja kugenda mu kikuubo, nsuubule, nange ngende mbakole ki? Mbasuubuze, because it puts food on my table. Kakati, bw'oba okyalina mentality nti anze nasoma mass communication, sisobola kukola ebyo, I went to school, I have a degree, I have a diploma, blah, blah, blah. Mukwano, sente. As long as it's legal, go out there and do it. There's something also that I find unrealistic. Do not follow your passion. And if you're to, unless it's giving you money. Mukitegedde? Do not follow your passion, but do things passionately. Those two things are totally different. What do I mean here? Growing up, I wanted to be on TV. And I'll tell you I was on TV. How many of you have seen me on TV? Okay, at least they are there. Hello. Yes. I started working on TV around 2015. I worked with WBS. Banete munjajinga nchali mutoe. WBS yaba kadde muko. But I worked with WBS for some time. I left, I worked with Vision Group. I left, I worked with NBS. And to me, nali ntuuse. Okitegeera. In terms of my passion, because I wanted to be on TV. The first day I went on TV, nakubira mzeyi wange. Zinali ngasomera mzeyi wange. Nali sigasomera muntu. But that is passion. I loved it. But guess what? I was earning very little, yet I was doing a lot. Nakizula luvannyuma nti bwe ndiba njagala kuddayo ku TV, nja kuddayo. Even if I wanted it tomorrow, I just call and say, hey guys, I want to come and do this. Setagana kusaba, because they've actually been calling me recently. Nga balina kye baagala, but I still think and believe nkyalina bingi ebyokukola before I go back. I'll go back just to relax and ease while I eat my money. But for now, I'm doing things that bring food on my table, and then I'll do passion. In fact, I'm still very passionate about journalism because I create content. I speak to people. Just that I don't do it on TV, but I do it on different platforms. Still, journalism. Very passionate about it. Nze wenkusomere gulire, oliwulira, because I do it from the heart. It wasn't anything about money. But I was doing that at the expense of my own self. I have children. My daughter is about 12 years. Nkaddiye lwakuba saagala kukaddiwa. Ate mu Yesu yatugamba tetukola ki? Tetusobola kaddiwa. Yatuzza bujja buli lunaku tubeera bapya. So I was doing this job and it wasn't giving me the money that I needed. So I had to quit. And if you watch the story that I did with Bahati, you probably know part of it. So do not follow your passion unless it's giving you money. But whatever you have that is giving you money, do it passionately. Okay? Success isn't sexy. Success isn't sexy. Let me explain bulungi. Oyinza okulaba Bahati. She's looking elegant. Like, I think it's just easy. You know, success is just easy. Naye mukwano. If she tells you the things she has had to go through, ogamba success bagira bagireka. Bagira bagireka mukko. Okitegedde? Success isn't sexy. Success is actually the things that you have to go through on a daily basis to become what you are supposed to be. Yesterday was my lowest day, but I'm here smiling. Yesterday I woke up. The previous night, we had a small gig. We were contacted by some gentlemen. They had organized an event at Sungura House to vend food. And for me, you know, nzigula bantambuze emmere bannange. Kyengezako gamba nti oyina okukola, even if you're the CEO, this is your thing, you have to be there, get involved. So we were called over and we vended food the entire night, and I returned home at 4 a.m. in the morning. One of the things that usually takes me home is to meet my little boy and we play around before he sleeps. Every time I come back home and he's asleep, I feel bad, right? And then we returned at 4 a.m. in the morning. But remember, I'm the boss, but I'm returning home from work. That is not sexy. It is rough. At 4 a.m., there are lots of things you could meet on the way. So you have to put in extra work. Because I know that at that event, we didn't just sell food. We were getting clients. We were giving them good food, telling them, oh, by the way, if you need this after the event, any day, come where? Even if 100 people came, that's good business. Okay? Success isn't. Okay. The year is ending. Today is 1st, which also happens to be World AIDS Day. But I'll talk about World AIDS Day later. But the year is ending, correct? A lot of us have already given up. Omwaka gunsaze. Do you know what God can do in the next 29 days? I don't want to sound like a prophet, but let me tell you, Nze, today is 1st. I still have a huge conviction that until 31st, even before 31st midnight, nze nja kusigala nga nkola ki? Nga nzikiriza nti Katonda agenda kukola kye nali musabye mu guno omwaka. Because I had like 5 goals. I pretty much achieved like 3, remaining 2. I still believe that there is still time. And let me tell you something very funny. I know a lot of us have already given up and they're looking, let the new year come, I'm going to attack it. The new year is coming, just like 2023 came. And it has done what? It has gone. What is literally changing is the shift in numbers, numericals, from 2023 to 2024. That has changed. A 3 to A 4. What lies under there is, what have you changed within yourself? Do you realize that a lot of us postponed our goals, our dreams to the next year? Kakati says, no, it's December. Ebisigadde bya early next 20 year, 2024, eh? So we forget. Every time the year ends, I sit back and reflect. Sit down and say, okay, last year this is what I wanted, but I didn't get it. Question is, why? Yet I did everything I could. What do I need to change? So you need to sit back, reflect, look into yourself, look at the weaknesses that made you not achieve what you are supposed to achieve. Otherwise, years are going to come and go, and you still remain in the same position. That leads me to the next point, is work on yourself. Work on yourself. Working on yourself, abantu abasinga tebabitegeera. Nze kambaweeyo something very, very exemplary. So a lot of times I receive people, I've been blessed. Nti abantu banzikirizaamu nnyo, newankubadde sometimes nange sekkiririzaamu. Nti oli omwami ayogedde naga nti our strength, our might, tetutera nnyo kubidis. Abantu abalala ate be batulabamu eyo strength, okay? So I often get young people who ask me, hey Denis, bofuna milioni 10, what do you do? Okay? And my answer, it's not even about 10 million, any money they get, they ask me this question. And the first response is, the number one thing that I do is I take myself out. Yeah. I pick, if it's 10 million, I pick like 500K, take myself out, whether with friends, family, or my. Nenda kusente zange. Okitegedde? Milioni 10 zikoze eki? Because the truth is, no mwenda guli simanyi oba gunaalama, eh? Oyinza naye nze nga ndiddeko mitwalo gyange 5 nga gandimu. Okitegeera? But that's just a by the way. So the second thing that I also tell them that I would do is I would pick 1 million from the 10. So we have 2 million gone. We now 8 million. 1 million is njididdemu, ndidde ekikoko kyange kusungura oba weya ngenze mu kalangala nkiridde nzikakkanye. The 1 million, I invest that 1 million in learning how to multiply the 8 million that I have on the account. Jangu, can call single example. This is Coach Fiona, right? And this is Duke. Fenna batuwadde obukadde 10. Bamuwadde 10 nange bampadde 10. Fiona bw'aba talina bwongo bu multiplying ezo sente. Eh? Okitegeera, bagenda tuwa sente fenna. Naye kufa ababiri, either me or her, one of us is going to excel. Sente zino azikubiseemu, multiplying, afune ebirala. Ate omu ku ffe zimugootaneko. Why? It's because, you can sit now. It's because one of us, I didn't want to use Fiona, but one of us, between Denis and Fiona, one of us understood how to multiply this money and the other didn't. All I'm trying to say is, there are opportunities out there. They need to find you when you are ready. Sente zijja kujja, opportunities zijja kujja, but if you're not ready, they will pass by. And readiness means oyina okubanga weetaddemu kasente. Nabagambye million emu njeteekamu, either I find a mentor or a tutor to teach me that particular line, or I go somewhere, I go online, pay for a course and understand how to make money using the 8 million, then I can invest the 8 million. Mukitegedde ekintu ekyo? Let us invest in ourselves. The first investment you need to do is yourself. Another thing that I also think we should be mindful of is what you focus. Understand what you focus on. every time you focus on failure, trust me, 1000% you're going to fail. The moment you shift your mindset, again, mindset change, you shift it to success, you're going to succeed. Why? It's just the law of the universe. If all the time you think I'm going to fall sick, you'll certainly fall sick, because the body responds to the mind. The biggest part of your body is the mind, because the mind gives this body motion. Okay? Bwe ndowooza nti kati kangende ku wali nga ngenda nga kyonna kikola ki kitandikira eno, buli ky'olowooza kikula. Lowooza ebintu ebirungi, ebirungi bijja kukula. Buli lw'olowooza ebibi, every time you think that your man is going to cheat, trust me. I'm not saying he will. Naye gwe buli ky'ogenda olaba cheating, ye mwereere. Ne bwagamba nti baby ngendako with friends, gwe tojja laba. Ojja laba he's going to cheat. But maybe he's not actually going to cheat. So what you focus grows. Focus on growth and you will grow. Focus on money and you will grow. And somebody will say, it means you're focusing, but you're not putting yourself in motion. There's focusing on money. When you focus on money, the truth is money will come. But what we mean by focus is focus on that money and work towards that direction. Bobo oyagala genda jinja ekikwasa Bombo Road, oyagala jinja si bwe guli, tunula booti jinja, oba osanzeeyo traffic naye ng'oli ku ki Jinja Road, kubanga ye mukono traffic gyali. Okitegedde? Kakati bw'oba toyagala traffic y'emukono naye ng'oyagala genda jinja, kitegeeza ogenda kukozesa Kayunga Road, si we guli? Kakati Kayunga Road in this sense is working smart. Okitegedde? People who work hard bagenda kukozesa ki? You know, byakugula taxi ekusindike odeno biki favamu. We want Kayunga Road kubanga tekuli ki jam. Kakati Kayunga Road oyo si bangi nje bamumanyi. Kakati olina okwezuula. Find your strength. After focusing, wezuule. A lot of us are suffering because of we are not aware of who we actually are. He talked about it. Nzolusi, we talked about it with Hilda as well, that every other time I'm discovering, oh, I can actually do this, oh, I can actually do that. I'm on a journey of self-discovery. Nina ebintu bye nali manyi nti nkola obulungi, naye ate nina ebintu ate bye nzudde nti mbikola ate n'obulungi, n'okusinga biri bye nali manyi. Discover yourself. Self-awareness is very, very important. Nze ne bw'oŋŋamba ki? Tolina kyokola ki? Gw'okongokako. Nze sirina gye nkola ki? Gye ndaga. Okitegeera? Because I have taken time to develop myself. My self-esteem is up there. Okitegeera? Nze oba sikufaananira bulungi, nze mmanyi nkola ki? Kati gwe atandaba bulungi, gwe okola ki? Yes, it is self-discovery. Nze mmanyi nti bwe bampa omulimu ngukolera ddala ne nguggusa. And I think it's something that I have always seen myself do. Every time I'm in a space, whether work or what, I want to do things. Sirinda muntu kunkolera. If take for example, we go out on a picnic with friends, I'll always delegate. I'll always want to organize things. I'll always want to lead. It's something that is inborn. I cannot take it away. I can't. So within you, you must find your strength. What are you good at? What is it? Are you a good speaker? Wano wasimbyewo coaches, right? All of them spoke about their different specialities. Ono wa marriage, ono wa chind, ono wa chind, ono wa business. Mwami millionaire wuli wali. Nchamujjukira. But you see how I'm able to remember him? because of those small, small details. So, equally, wherever you are, have those small details about you. Let me tell you a story. When I was still in TV, every time I entered the newsroom, they would know that Denis is here. And every time I didn't go, they would call me, "Oh, Denis, they don't go today. I'm feeling bad." Because every time I was in the meeting, I would contribute something very good. So here is what happens for those of you that have never been to a newsroom. So we meet every morning. We brainstorm the stories you see on TV. Some of them just didn't happen. We create them. Yes, as sad as it sounds, some of them we create them. Oh, and by the way, journalism is to create the narrative. We give the country direction. And unfortunately, Uganda's media is not as good as I thought, or it should be, because they're giving the country a very wrong direction. All of just Lugambo, Ochtegeda. But in actual sense, the media is supposed to give the country direction. We give you the things to talk about. What you see on TV is what you talk about. It's because it's what is dominating, what you read in the newspapers, and some of those things we create them in the newsroom. We meet every day and say, "Oh, kakati lero, what is our lead story?" Besije tumulumba yogereko ku kunandala. That's it. So every morning, they would feel my presence because I had something to contribute. I always think out of the box, and we usually, used to have very, very nice stories. Every newsroom I went to. So equally, your presence need to be felt wherever you are. Whether home, church, find something to do that sets you apart. Get wisdom before you get money. We've talked about that, okay? A lot of us are chasing money. Let me give you a biblical story, by the way. King Solomon asked God for wisdom because he knew that with wisdom comes everything. Every single night, every single day, there is something that I add on to myself that becomes something eventually that turns into money, that turns into incredible work. So, always get wisdom. But as I come to the end, don't be dissolved in looking for success. Okay? Because majority of times we go in there, all of us, that we even get to a point of losing ourselves in the pursuit of success. And by this I mean, look for success, but also look out for yourself. There are a lot of obstacles along the journey of success. For example, your mental health. Somebody talked about being a mental person, a coach. You need to really do a lot, mostly to us. Yesterday I had a mental breakdown. I was just not feeling myself. But I know when that day comes, I kind of relax. I just be chilled up. I go somewhere, sit, take juice, and then relax, and the day is gone. Look forward to another day. But look out for your mental health. You'll get the money, but you'll run insane, you'll run mad. Okay? Look out for your physical health. Okay? Because sente ogenda zifuna naye ate ng'oli mulwadde. So, physical health, mental health is very, very important. Find spiritual people to talk to you so that you develop these, resilience modes. Okay? Tolya buli kimu ky'osanze. Okay? Tolyanga. You see, when money comes, right now I can comfortably tell you that I can afford to eat anywhere in this country. Eat any food. Ne wagiteeka ku mitwalo 2 nsobola. Naye neekomako nendyawo bi vegetables because I want to be a billionaire. Why should you be a billionaire when you're sick? By this I mean diabetes. These things, they may not tell you here, but you need to instill it in them. That health eating is part of success. It should be. Success, by the way, is not just about money and money as much as it is the top. Success sometimes could be you are healthy. So you need to work on yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a man, also if you are a woman, tame your sexual desires. Let me tell you, it is a spirit that you need to overcome. And in your journey to pursue success lies a lot. And I usually speak to men, the more you get better, the more you get money, the more sexual temptations come into you. Because Satan is at work. He wants to see you fail. So, what he does, he brings to you the biggest weakness, who is to tempt you, and then eventually you fall. So you need to tame your sexual desires as a man, as a woman, as you grow, because again, you will get the money, but you will be sick. If God was like a human being, you will die, right? But God will leave you, but you will suffer with the consequences of your actions. So you need to tame your sexual desires. If you're married, keep one partner. Don't look elsewhere. The pasture is always greener where you water it. Water your woman, water your husband. They'll eventually become greener. Okay? If you're still not married, please keep yourself. It's actually a Christian value. I hope it's not. Yes. So we need to tame our sexual desires. Today is World AIDS Day. Today is World AIDS Day. That means we need to keep ourselves. The disease is still there on rampage. Averagely, every day, about 1,000 people get infected in sub-Saharan Africa. And wait for it. In Uganda, about 500 to 1,000. No, about 500 people get infected every week. And those, meanwhile, are the ones that have been able to be detected, right? They are those that don't go to health facilities. Meaning, the epidemic is growing, okay? So we need to take responsibilities for ourselves. Let's be intentional. And sometimes it's not like they want to infect others. Sometimes they actually don't know. Because the first time I tested was when I just made 28 years. I tested first time when I was 28. Okay, it was recently, so don't think I'm too old, eh? So meaning for the last 27 years before my testing, I was just moving in the shadow, in the darkness. And a lot of us are doing that. You need to take responsibility. Because I want to be a billionaire, I want to be alive. Okay? Taking medicines every single day is not easy. Not easy. I have been a journalist. I've been privileged enough to talk to these people. Visit these centers where these people get ARVs. It is not easy. If God, but again, we can do all we want. We shall always be accountable to God. Now, as I wind up, we've talked about the greed. Let's talk about the grace in a very short few minutes. My life is a living testimony. My father passed on first. My father died in 1993. Okay? When I was born, eh? So, don't start calculating, eh? My dad died in 1993 and of an unknown illness, right? 2 years later, my mom passes on, meaning I am a total orphan. How many of you here are total orphans? Oh, Babambi. But sweetie, sorry. I can feel your pain because I equally went through that. But being a total orphan doesn't make you immune to world's challenges. Bills zigenda kukola ki? Kujja. Challenges are going to be there. Naye buli lw'oneekubagiza mbu ate munnange nze abange baafa wolololo. No one is going to come for you. You have to stand up for yourself. I see a lot of young men and women lately twesulirayo gwa nagamba ate munnange ate kiki. Yes, I know the economy is bad, but Like I told you, or to become successful, you need to work yourself out there. Nobody is going to come and save you. No one, absolutely no one. I came to Kampala. Let me give you a story now. So I grew up as an orphan. Life was really hard, but I knew what I wanted to eventually become. When I was coming to Kampala, this year marks exactly 10 years since I came to Kampala. I'm just 10 years old in Kampala. Some of you were born here. Muli basite wati? Kitegeeza nti gyevuva ne gyebulaga ekibuga mukitegeera okukola ki? Naye mbakakasa. Kino ekibuga ate nze nkitegeera nnyo. Why? Because I was intentional. Kampala si mwangu. Naddala nga tolinaamu baki? I don't have relatives here. I'm the only relative in Kampala. Yeah. Hard as it is, my relative that was in Kampala, unfortunately, my brother went to South Africa. Not unfortunate, it's actually, I don't know. But he went to South Africa to work, right? So, nensigale Kampala, bwana munigina. And I had to work myself up there. Okay? Kakati, nze gweba eyazaalibwa Mbale, Sironko eri mu deep, nenzije Kampala nembeera bwenti. Mwe mulowooza nze nkola ennyo? It's not me. Musomero, twalimu about, in my class, about 200 or 300 people. Who am I to excel? Yeah, I know I work hard, yes. I know I work hard. But there is something different about grace. By grace, she talked about it. There are things you need to work to so that grace just comes and finishes. How many of you do cakes? There's that finishing icing. It's icing on the cake. Okay? Now there are moments that I did not toil and I just saw God come through. Like, I had done the work, but everybody else does the work, right? Who am I to excel at it? There are certain things out there that we do. We are a couple of us. We do a lot of work. We put in a lot of work. All of them, all of us are work harding. But I'll tell you that God I think he just loves me. Just chooses me, and then my work excels. And then I make, if it's about money, and then I make abnormal monies. It's not like I'm very special. Siri wa amanyi nnyo, siri wa kitalo. No. I have spoken about a lot of things that we need to do. Okulemerako, the great, right? Naye osobola bikola byonna perfectly, and you still don't get money. Because to me, I believe money is given by God. Okay? If you're out there and you don't know God and you're doing good, God just loves you. He just gave you nagamo manyi, ekino ekyana kyayononeka. Kanchite naye kachifune ku sente. Okitegeera. But I highly, 1000% believe that success comes from God. It is God that blesses us because we are just human beings. We all have 2 eyes. We are all under the 24-hour rule. Yeah, 24-hour rule. If all of you believe in me, I don't believe in me. Anytime is anytime. Party time is anytime. Sleep time is anytime. I sleep up to noon. And people are like, what you call it? No, because I decided to change everything. This is a secret. Whatever you were told is a lie, depending on how you believe it or how you don't believe it. They put up systems to ensure that we are equal, right? School, financially equal. Working, we clock in at the same time. You need to change that. I don't clock in at 8. In fact, I no longer clock in. I just show up. Yeah, just show up. Because me, I don't tell them that, oh, I'm actually going to come at so they don't know my timing. I just show up. Oh, guys, how are you? They don't know when I'm coming up. Because that's how we work with employees. But what I'm trying to say is, until you sit down, you think about it, nothing is going to change until you change yourself. how you see things, buli kyoyagala, everything in this world is possible if only you believe and work towards it. Very possible. But not just believing. I'm working towards it. Anybody that knew me 4 years ago knows that, today Margarine is not there. Margarine, how many of you know Coach Margarine? She would have given you the part of story that she knows about me. We're hustling, and now I'm not hustling anymore. What I'm doing is I'm just building more, building, and building. Not building, but like buildings, no. I'm meaning to build on what I already have built, okay? So the story was different 4 years ago, and today the story is different. It is possible. One of the challenges that I also notice amongst young people us is we don't believe. Tetukkiriza nti kisoboka. Banange kisoboka. Nze Bobby Wine oba tali president oba ali. He's an inspiration to me. He went there and did this. It means I can. Sigambe nti banaye mugende mulwanyisa omusajja. We can use his example from the ghettos, from Kamocha deep down there, now almost to State House. Almost. Okay? It is possible. Only if you believe in yourself and work towards it. My name is Denis Onyala.
Are we learning? So much. Are we excited? So excited. Is it still a happy new year? Hey. The next 12 months, amazing things are going to happen. Amazing things are going to happen because we are not going to just do it in our own strength, but we are going to partner with God that his strength will be made perfect in our weakness. And thank you so much, Duke. That was amazing. How relatable. As in, Muchiraba. It's plain. Let's all work and be those people. Let's work ourselves up there. And it is possible. It is very possible. There is no one particular person. There is no one that is favored more than the other. But nafe kenyini, I have a mother-in-law who usually says, Moka manjagala mwake nsuso. That's my mother-in-law. Because every time she's praying for us, that woman is prayerful. I mean, I've told you that if there are any wings of people that I am riding on my mother-in-law's wings and my mother's wings. Those women are prayerful, and they're both Christians. But when they pray, they will fail to eat, they will intercede, they will mention your name, they will, and in my heart of hearts, I'm like, you know what, Chagwadami, I'm a planned kid. When it comes to prayer and intercession, I'm a planned kid. Like ebyange byagwadda mukama njagalamu akensuso, like enkondo zange weziri 24/7. Sirina jengenda, even when the wind comes, I'm like, hello, nyenyamu katono. But sina jengenda. Why? Because I am hooked in prayer. Not just by themselves. Let me tell you, this year, if there is anything that I have learned and we have done this year together with my husband, is the power of prayer. The power of prayer. That you can pray and you no longer have words to pray, and worship became our prayer. That every time, whichever car we get into, we have a playlist on Spotify, we have worship lists everywhere, we are in tongues, we are praying, we are claiming, we are, and let me tell you, nafe wetu litwandwade tetusabirwa. Nako kankaiseo. Like seriously, because I'm going to invite him to speak. But let me tell you, if there is anyone that has challenged me and stirred up my faith to believe for bigger out of nothingness, that is Tim. He will always see a way where there seems to be no way. He will always believe tomorrow is bigger. Sometimes he used to say those words, and I'll be like, Obanza, I'm a Christian, Oba, I'm not a Christian, Oba, I believe in God, Oba, I don't believe in God. This faith is too much. And that is why I say, as a woman, or if you're looking for a spouse, mukama akuwe ekisobere ng'olina okukkiriza oba mukama akuwe omukisa ofuna alina okukkiriza okukusingako, because it will anchor you. He has anchored me in faith. He has anchored me in prayer. Even in the worst of the situations, his touch will only be to tell you that, you know what? We are strong and we are going through this. And our God is stronger. And when you hear that, your faith is renewed.